Hiding away with any novel would be preferable to this. But Nadia Roenne forced her mouth into a demure smile and tipped her head to one side, ignoring the 34 pins scraping her scalp. The pretense of happiness was a finely developed skill. Talk of pleasant weather, which in reality remained unbearably hot for a dinner party and caused beads of sweat to form along Nadia's spine, did little to improve her mood. All of that she had been trained to disregard, but she could not overlook him. Nadia glanced across the drawing room at the brown tweed suit that had no business at this party, never mind in this house. "How delightful that your father invited an American," Manina spoke from beside her, no doubt having followed Nadia's gaze. 2 years younger and a close neighbor, if you counted the 13 miles to the nearest estate of any size and wealth as close. "And handsome." Nadia withheld the urge to roll her eyes, already hearing her matka's lecture on such a rude display. But really, with the possibility of war on their doorstep, could they not discuss Hitler's threats and slander against Poland, or the movements of his troops to the shared borders? Characters like Manina were exactly why Nadia avoided romance novels. A sigh of resignation escaped Nadia's lips, and she glanced across the room at the American speaking with her father, probably about Germany and war. Handsome. The man's dark hair was in need of a trim, and his nose was a little too large, though she supposed it suited the shape of his face. The slight shadowing on his jaw suggested he had not taken the time to shave that day. Rustic might be more apt. Manina's ruby lips stretched upward. "Is not everything about America rustic? What an adventure it would be to travel there." She flipped a dark curl over her bare shoulder. Nadia almost regretted her own choice of gown with cap sleeves, but only because of the heat. She had no desire to attract any of the men present tonight. She had yet to meet one who offered any incentive to rearrange her life. "Przykro mi," she apologized. "I again must disagree. With all of Europe at our fingertips, America has nothing to draw my interest. Especially if the photographer her father had taken such fascination with was anything to judge by. But then Tata was always collecting new projects and pets. Why should she be surprised by this one? No, surprise was not what she felt, but she knew better than to acknowledge the darker feelings. "You would not mind, would you?" Manina's plea pulled Nadia's attention back to the conversation at hand. "Mind what?" The younger woman's eyes widened. "You are distracted by the American. Now you owe me an introduction." Nadia gritted her teeth, trying to maintain a neutral expression. "Proszę, while he is still speaking with your father." The problem was, he never left her father's side. Or was it Tata never leaving his side? Years of deportment lessons forbade the groan that ached to be released, but resisting would be like throwing peas against a wall. "Very well, but I have no intention of remaining for any conversation." Despite that being what she longed for, she squared her shoulders and started across the floor, knowing better than to hope for her father to speak of anything of worth in her presence. The American noticed them first and drew up a little taller, though he did not look her in the eye. "Miss Roenne." Her father had the audacity to look amused. Nadia ignored the first, who apparently had a very short memory. They had been introduced that afternoon, and the man could not remember how to address her already. "Ojciec," she addressed her father, choosing to speak in Polish. "Miss Manina is unable to contain her fascination and requests an introduction to—" She bit back what she wanted to say, knowing it would only earn her a reprimand.